Sandra, right now, jury selection underway in a landmark big tech trial where Meta and YouTube are accused of intentionally creating addictive platforms that are harmful to kids. TikTok and Snapchat were also named, but they have already settled out of court.
The client's ecstatic. This is a good development. It's, you know, there's a lot of litigation out there. And anytime one case settles, it shakes the whole litigation. It either leads to a domino effect or it leads to a Berlin Wall. And it may take a long time for the wall to crumble. We'll just have to see.
Let's bring in Fox News legal editor Carrie Urban. So here's what Meta is saying about the allegations that they've created an addictive platform for young children. We strongly disagree with these allegations and are confident the evidence will show our longstanding commitment to supporting young people. For over a decade, we've listened to parents, worked with experts in law enforcement, and conducted in-depth research to understand the issues that matter most. We use these insights to make meaningful changes, like introducing teen accounts with built-in protections and providing parents with tools to manage their teens' experiences. We're proud of the progress we've made, and we're always working to do better. They say all that as the kids have got their faces like this on Snapchat and YouTube Shorts and doom scrolling day in and day out, hour after hour.
And they say all that as their internal emails, at least according to this lawsuit, say otherwise, which was that they were well aware of harm and they forged ahead anyway because growth was more important. In fact, the lawsuit alleges they lied to Congress about some of the things they had found along the way and that they were very aware of what they were doing. And John, you know, I'm reading through this lawsuit. It's you know, over 300 pages that the plaintiffs are alleging, and it's sad. It's really sad. I think the takeaway is, at least from my perspective, and it's the argument they're making, but I think it's a persuasive one, which is kids don't have a chance against big tech. Their brains are developing, and they're up against the most innovative, smart designers in the world who are designing these apps to really create and foster addiction. And that's the crux of the argument, and that addiction is causing harm. Now, where that will go legally, I don't know. I think they have a long battle, an uphill battle on that front. But I will say this is a jury trial, right? And emotions matter a lot in jury trials. And, you know, when you're going to be hearing day after day from parents who you're going to hear who will testify that their child suffered grave harm and even killed themselves, the bullying and all that happened, that really has an impact on human beings sitting there who are likely parents or know a parent and certainly no children. And they will have to obviously apply the law and the standards to the emotions and the fact that they're hearing. But that all comes into play in these kinds of situations. So we'll see.
Yeah, I just think this is really interesting because I think there's got to be a difference in this debate and discussion over the use of smartphones and cell phones and laptops and iPads to social media, because they are two different things. And according to Pew Research, when they asked teens to describe social media, it's grown to now 48% of teens see it as mostly negative. 41% say neutral, 11%, just 11% say mostly positive. So, I mean, they know it's not good for them.
But yet they can't stop, right?
Exactly.
That's how addictions work. And you know, the tech companies are going to argue a couple things. They're going to say we're protected under Section 230, which is a federal law that says online platforms are not responsible for other people's content. They're also going to raise First Amendment issues. And what's interesting about the legal theory in this case from what the plaintiffs are pushing is they're saying, hey, look, we're not trying to regulate content. We're not trying to impinge upon anyone's First Amendment rights. We're talking about the design of the product itself. And the design of your apps is inherently defective because it causes an addiction that these children don't know about and in turn is causing grave harm. And the harm, they say, is related to the statistics on suicide and the like. Now, that is where they're going to have a hard time, though, because causation matters, right? And they have to prove a direct causation between the harm they're alleging and the design defect that they say exists.
Some of these apps and platforms are encouraging children to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars that they don't have as well.
Yeah, that's right. And intentionally.
Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.